How do we select a material handling equipment? Selection of material handling equipment is an important decision as it affects both cost and efficiency of handling system. Some of the factors let us consider. The first and foremost factor that we have to consider is about the property of the material, the physical and chemical properties of the material. What kind of state does the material exist, either as a solid, liquid or gas? The next one, what shape, what size, weight. Now, based on the properties of the material, a suitable handling system must be selected. For example, if it's a fragile equipment, we have to take and care in a suitably way. Now, if it's a chemical industry, all the handling equipments must be chemically non-reactive with the material to be transported. So these are the important considerations that we have to take care, that is the property of the material while selecting the material handling system. Next one is about the layout and characteristics of the building. So the main limiting factor of setting up a material handling system is the convenience of space for handling. Then if suppose the building has a low level ceiling, we may not be able to use cranes, hoist, etc. Again, if the layout is not having proper space, that is, if there is some hindrances in the form of beams, in the form of pillars, that will also limit certain handling equipments. So considering the layout of the building and characteristics of the building, or based on the floor capacity or the floor bearing, load bearing capacity, we have to select a suitable material handling equipment. The next one is equipment reliability. Reliability of an equipment and supplier reputation, and of course its after sales service plays an important role in selecting a material handling equipment. Suppose you are being offered for a low cost automated material handling system by a foreign country and it does not have a service center later in our country, it's better not to select that equipment, because for the time being you may be purchasing an equipment for lower cost, but in due course you will not get a service, so you have to avoid, or you have to dump that system. So better you go for a reliable manufacturer and a reliable quality standard. Now, production flow. If the flow is properly constant between two immovable positions, fixed equipments such as conveyors or chutes can be used effectively. If the flow is not continuous and the direction changes from one point to another because several products are being produced simultaneously, moving equipments such as trucks would be desirable. That is, if a fixed routing is there, we can go for a fixed material handling equipments like conveyors, chutes, etc. But we have a variable kind of, or a variable routing of material, because many products are being simultaneously produced, or it may be based on a seasonal trend. You can go for forklifts, trucks, or automated guided vehicles, etc. Next factor to be considered is about the cost consideration. So all the previously discussed factors can help us to select a suitable equipment based on the engineering as well as the material handling principles. But costing should also be considered before taking a final decision. Several cost features need to be taken into consideration when the comparisons are made between several items of equipments that are capable of handling the same load. Because the initial investment and operating as well as the maintenance cost are the major costs to be measured. By comparing the total cost for each items of equipment, a more rational or a good decision can be made to procure a material handling system. Now this is very true, because the major investment on material handling, if we do, it must be returned by the industry, that is a return on investment must be made or recovered by industry within a short span of period. If that is not going to happen, we have to select an appropriately lower cost. Next, nature of operations. Equipment selection also depends on the mode of operations, whether handling is temporary or permanent, whether the flow is continuous or discontinuous, and material pattern vertical or horizontal. So nature of operation means if it's required, if an operation is to be done a permanent basis, we can install a permanent material handling equipment. Rather, it is for a time being. Suppose you get a turnkey project, you need not go for a permanent material handling system. Rather, mobile material handling systems like tower cranes, chain blocks or chain hoist or winches can be used. The next factor is about the engineering factors. That is, the selection of equipments depends on engineering factors like door, ceiling, floor space, floor condition, and structural strength. What is the importance of material handling? The importance of material handling is that it helps productivity and increase profitability. Many enterprises go out of business because of inefficient material handling practice. In many cases, it can be seen that rival industries are using the same or similar production equipment, and one who uses improved material handling system stays forward their competitors. This is very true. Nowadays, any industry will survive if there is profit and if there is progress. So material handling definitely contributes to the profit as well as productivity. The next point, a well-designed material handling system attempts to achieve the following. It improves efficiency of a production system by ensuring the right quantity of materials delivered at right place at right time most economically. If you do not have the right tools, right equipments, right raw material, right machineries, right facilities, each individual product transformation period or the total cycle time will increase. This will make you deliver the product at a delayed stage. That is, the time to the market will be more, so that the competitor will take the advantage of your delay. Now the next point is cut down indirect labor cost. Definitely, if you do not have a proper material handling system, we require to have laborers or the workmen to transport these material either by their overhead or by rolling or manual physical labor. So if you use good material handling system, we can cut down the indirect labor cost. Next point is reduce damage of materials during storage and movement. Definitely, if a manual handling is there for a material, definitely there is a chance of damage while storing and movement. So this will again cause overhead for your product. Now you can maximize the space utilization by proper storage of material and thereby reduce the storage and handling cost. And we know that nowadays the warehouses are very costly and the space constraints are there for expansion. So if we can use a good handling system, proper storage of materials is possible. Now next point is about minimize accident during material handling. Safety is the first priority. So you can use good material handling systems and thereby by minimize the accident as well as prevent any chance of accidents. Then it reduces the overall cost by improving the materials handling. Improve customer service by supplying materials in a manner convenient for handling. Increase efficiency and scalability of plant and equipment with integral material handling features. So this is one of the main important point, that it increases the efficiency and scalability of plant and equipment with integral material handling features. This is very prominent if you have two different production facilities within one compound or within one factory premise of two plants. You want to transport one material. So suppose you just assume that there is a aluminum extrusion plant and you have billet being casted in their casting plant, and it has to be transported to their extrusion plant. Suppose it has been taken by manually these billets or by some kind of old raw methods, you cannot fully utilize the plant facilities. So automated as well as good material handling systems can ensure the efficiency and scalability of plant and equipments with integral material handling features.